Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Makam karati vachanam gayatri kari Shri Shri Chaitanya Ishvara Chandraya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Dadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Deshaya Sevadne Lakshmi Yasa Lakshasi Yasyasti Hridaya Samvitam Yasya Mama Bhajit Yanta Pravishan Machanam Tasuttam Sanjeevayatya Kalashakti Dharasvatam Nyam Shastra Chakna Shravana Pagadi Pranam Purushaya Jaguru Harivanya Krishna Jitto Vichinto Palita Pagaya Samsara Vajana Skabdo Vajana Samskashu Das Hare Krishna. So welcome devotees for our online reading session. So we are reading from the book The Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada, written by His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. We are in the chapter Educational Moment, and we are in page number 342. So that's presented in the screen. Is everybody able to view the screen? Is it okay for you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. So, Rupan Prabhu, you can start reading.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that was
Meri
Pranam. Sorry for the delay, and I'm very sorry because that devotee somehow he was not there, and I didn't know about this, and I was waiting, and the time was over, so I had to somehow start here.
So devotees may be taking time because it is taking time to download this app and register it. So
No
shall
problem.
we start?
That is fine. You can start. This is the our mission.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Our mission is to present Bhagavad Gita as it is. Even now, in this distorted condition of the world, if we accept Bhagavad Gita as it is, as we will be
Sorry? Hare Krishna Prabhuji? Rupanand Prabhu? Hare Bol? Hare Krishna? Saurabh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I don't know why Rupanand Prabhu, I'm not able to hear him at all.
No, I'm also.
Prabhuji, there was a lighting issue, electricity issue in here. So that's why it was like that. Net was also off and light was also not there for some time. Now it is okay. So I will start reading again.
Yeah,
Our mission is to present Bhagavad Gita as it is. Shall I start, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you can start. I don't know whether you can, there's some lag going on, that's why.
Even now, in this distorted condition of the world, if we accept Bhagavad Gita as it is, we will be benefited. There is no doubt about it. Therefore, our appeal is that throughout the whole world, people should come, try to understand Bhagavad Gita, and set up examples and do the needful. Reference 1327. Lecture dated 1st October 1975. We are preaching this Krishna consciousness movement strictly on the basis of Bhagavad Gita. There, in the Bhagavad Gita, is everything explained. So if people take to it, if people are educated, then things will change in a different way. They will be happy and peaceful, nice, and they will have their next life very blissful, full of knowledge and eternal. Reference 1328. Conversation dated 23rd July 1973. Indeed, this is the only way to make people happy. If you actually want people to be happy, if you actually want a world peaceful situation, you have to take Bhagavad Gita as it is. Otherwise, all your attempts will be failures. Of Bhagavad Gita all over the world so that people may become happy and people may take advantage of it. That is our mission. Reference 1330, lecture dated 9 December 1966. This Bhagavad Gita, as it is, should be very widely spread and thoroughly read by the civilized men. Reference 1331, conversation dated 9th July 1973. Stating that the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita is applicable to everyone's practical life. Reference 1332. Conception of Gita Nagari, Part 2, a pre 1967 essay featured in Vedabase. Srila Prabhupada saw the Gita not merely as an ancient treatise, but as a perennial guide on how to live in the world with the aim of getting out of it. Unique in perceiving that the Gita's timeless wisdom offers solution to contemporary problems, he shone the light of its teaching on every sphere of life. Reference: the Shastric Solution for a Suffering World, page 430. All teachings, political, economic, social, religious, cultural, and philosophical, are to be found in Bhagavad Gita. One only has to follow them strictly. Reference 1334, Srimad Bhagavatam 8.1.16, purport. The Supreme Lord has given full directions in Bhagavad Gita about how to deal with everything in this material world and how to return home back to Godhead. Reference 1335. Reference Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, 53rd verse, purport. In one conversation, Srila Prabhupada cited several Gita verses meant for practical implementation in human society. Regarding farming, verse number 18.44, Brahminical culture, verse number 18.42, Varnashram Dharma, verse number 4.13, food production, verse number 3.14, and offering all work as a sacrifice to Vishnu, verse number 3.9. Srila Prabhupada declared that if they follow this program, the face of the world will be changed. Reference 1336. Conversation dated 2nd July 1977. In the West, prior to Srila Prabhupada's ministrations, Bhagavad Gita was somewhat known but largely misunderstood. However, Srimad Bhagavatam was practically unheard of. Yet the two are complementary. Everything is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, what is Krishna, and further explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Reference 1337. Reference 1337, lecture dated 13 April 1973. Both are required for educating the populace in knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And thus, the Krishna consciousness movement is seriously engaged in enlightening people through the pleasing topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Reference 1338. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, Text 14, Purport. The salutary effects of broadcasting the message of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to make people pure and perfect. If we become even partially pure, as described in the Bhagavatam, Nasht Prayeshu Abhidreshu, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 2, verse number 18, by development of Krishna consciousness, then lust and greed, the material diseases of the citizens, will be reduced. This can be made possible simply by broadcasting the pure message of Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna consciousness. Reference 1339. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 20, verse number 21, purport. By our Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam so that anyone in any part of the world can be absorbed in the Krishna consciousness movement by chanting and hearing about the activities of Krishna and be free from all material tribulations. Reference 1340. Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 10, Canto 10, chapter 11, verse number 58, purport. The message of these two books can solve all the world's problems. If we follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita and Krishna, then all problems will be solved. Reference 1341. Lecture dated 20th December 1975. Educating the people systematically in the teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam will clear up the hazy atmosphere of corruption, bribery, blackmail, etc. Reference 1342. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 17, verse number 27, purport, and reference 1343. See, solving all societal problem. Srila Prabhupada presented these two books in a manner that they could be appreciated, properly understood, and taken advantage of by contemporary humankind. The Krishna consciousness movement is pushing forward the publication of Srimad Bhagavatam as explained, especially for the understanding of the modern civilized man, to awaken him to his original consciousness. Reference 1344. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, verse chapter 26 and verse number 38, purport. Bhagavad Gita as it is and Srimad Bhagavatam are done very authoritatively to appeal to all classes of men. Reference 1345. No. So screen is off, Prabhuji. Reference 1345. Chaitanya Charitamrit, Madhya Leela, chapter 7, verse number 1 to 8, purport. The effect of studying these two books is so profound that distribution of their knowledge is a great welfare activity. If one adheres to these two books, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, one is sure to obtain the association of Krishna in the next life. Tyaktva deham punarjanam naiti mameti so Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita, verse number 4.9. Therefore, distribution of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world is a great welfare activity for the theologians, philosophers, transcendentalists, and yogis. Yoginam api sarvesham, Bhagavad Gita, verse number 6.47, as well as for people in general. Reference 1346, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, chapter 12, verse number 7 to 11, purport. And reference 1347. See also Bhagavad Gita as it is. What does P and Y stand for, Prabhuji? Establishing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We want to preach that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Reference 1348. Hare Krishna. Shall I continue, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Oh, Krishna. So, am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible, Prabhu.
Prabhu, there is some lag in your internet. Sometimes it gets just there is no sound. Sometimes it gets lagged. I think there is some signal problem over there in your phone. I think.
I am sitting at the same place where, but this app is, I think, consuming
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much data maybe.
Maybe this app is doing like it takes a lot of space or something like that. It's not like Zoom.
Mm,
What can be done?
mm,
The devotee was stuck in some phone call, so that's why he couldn't do in Zoom. Otherwise,
mm.
yes, Prabhu, continue.
So,
You can read. You can read one or
uh,
two pages, and then we go to another devotee to read. Okay.
okay, Prabhu, thank you. In opposition to claims that Krishna is a mythical figure, an ordinary person, or even a very great human being, Srila Prabhupada proudly presented him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source, maintainer, and controller of uncountable universes, both spiritual and mundane, the super soul present in every atom and in the heart of every living being, the knower of everything, past, present, and future, and the most beautiful and loving friend of everyone. And in contrast to these impersonalists who declared that everything is God, yet particularly promoted themselves as God, Srila Prabhupada upheld Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead to whom everyone, whether or not they admit it, is subordinate. Previously, beyond the personalistic traditions of India, discourse about the nature of God had centered on his position and power, but lacked information of his personality to demonstrate to the world that God is not a nameless ideation. This Krishna consciousness movement means to present to the human society the supreme personality of Godhead. Reference 1349, lecture dated 6 July 1976. Spreading the glories of Krishna by pushing forward this Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1350. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.14.43 purport. Srila Prabhupada introduced on a large scale a personalistic theism far beyond any ever conceived in the West. Today, in the field of religion, there is no conception of God and therefore no following of God's order. But we devotees of Krishna have a clear conception of God. Here is a God, Krishna, and he is giving orders. We accept those orders, so it is clearly religion. But if there is no conception of God, no order of God, then where is the question of religion? Ask someone in some other religious system what their conception of the form of God is. Can anyone clearly say? Nobody can say. But we shall immediately say, Vedum Kvadantam Arvindalayaksham Parahavatam Samasit Ambud Sundarangam Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept at playing on his flute, whose eyes are like petals of a blooming lotus, whose head is bedecked with a peacock's feather, whose figure of beauty is tinged with the hues of black blue clouds, and whose unique loveliness charms millions of cupids. Brahma Samhita 5.30. Reference 1351. Civilization and Transcendence, Chapter 1. Theists accept that God is great, but few know how he is great. They can get clear knowledge from the Vedic literature. Every religion, every human society accepts God, or at least officially accepts God and say, God is great. God created this world. God is the Supreme Father. There is no difference of opinion if one is actually religious. God is great. This is accepted by everyone, either Hindu or Muslim or Christian, but they do not know how God is great. In the Vedic literature, you will understand how God is great. This Krishna consciousness movement is the opportunity to know factually how God is great. What is our relationship with Him and how life can be perfected in relationship with God. Reference 1352, lecture dated 24th March 1971 and lecture 5th August 1971. Simply to know that God is great is good, but how he is great, how is how he is working, that we have to take lessons from the Vedic literature. You cannot find such information anywhere in any book throughout the whole world. So there is no question of studying the Vedas from a sectarian point of view. For the sake of knowledge, everyone should study this Vedic literature. Reference 1353, lecture dated 9 September 1976. All the world religions' unclear conception about God are resolved in Krishna. the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Krishna consciousness movement means that we are presenting Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every religion has a conception of God, but no religious system in this world has got any clear conception of God. This Krishna consciousness movement is not a so-called religious movement, but it is an educational movement to give information to the human society about God. That here is God, you are searching after God, and somebody in disappointment say that God is dead. God is neither dead nor fictitious, but is factual, and here is this God, Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 3rd, verse number 28. Reference 1354, lecture dated 25th July 1976.
Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Okay, Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
I'll wait for some other devotees to read. Yeah, Saurabh, you can continue to read, please.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. In his purport to the first occurrence in Bhagavad Gita of the word Bhagavan, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 2, Srila Prabhupada explained that the Supreme Personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation is called Bhagavan, and that only Krishna perfectly fits this description. Therefore, the basic principle of this movement is to understand Krishna. Reference 1355. Lecture 10 September 1973. At the time of registering the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in New York in 1966, a sympathizer had suggested calling it the International Society of God Consciousness, reasoning that such a name would be accepted by everyone, whereas he thought that the name Krishna was sectarian, a Hindu god's name. Srila Prabhupada refused, emphasizing that this should be the Society for Krishna Consciousness. For if any name can be attributed to God, it is Krishna. God means Krishna. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna. Brahma Samhita 5.1. The Supreme God means Krishna. Mattah Parataram Nanyat. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 7. Krishna is the Supreme God. If we say God, it remains a vague thing. It is not clearly understood. Everyone can be God. God, this word can be applied to everyone. God means controller. So everyone can be controller. Therefore, we have distinctly mentioned Krishna, Krishna consciousness. In our society, anyone who joins, that means he is interested in Krishna. Everything is open. There is no secrecy. We worship Krishna, we think of Krishna, we work for Krishna, we glorify Krishna, we chant for Krishna, we dedicate our life for Krishna. There is no other business than Krishna. Reference 1356.
Oh,
Lecture 5th March 1972. Brahmanand Swami described
okay. I wanted to this one then somehow came up. Yes.
there was some discussion among his first students that Krishna was too sectarian a name for the title of the society. The International Society for God Consciousness would be more readily acceptable. But Srila Prabhupada wanted Krishna's name. God is the position, but God has a name, and his name is Krishna. We know who God is, so we want to call him by his name, he explained. Reference 1357. Brahmanand Swami, how the teachings of Lord Chaitanya came to the Western world. PTG 10.1, January 1975.
This
Back
is,
to Godhead.
this is called Back to Godhead. Back to Godhead, Article 10.1, January 1975. One thing I was just thinking, just a small thing, which I thought maybe, I don't know whether I should record it or not. The thing is, now, see, here Brahmanand Prabhu is saying, Krishna was too sectarian in name for the title of the society. Krishna would be more readily answered, but Prabhupada wanted Krishna's name. What I was thinking is that if our devotees now would have chance to do anything, or somebody would have started, they will definitely start interested in Krishna, God consciousness, but never Krishna consciousness. I don't know. The thing is, there are many devotees who don't tell or say this Krishna is supreme in their first classes. They are very much afraid to tell Krishna. They only say God, God, God every time in their lectures. They are more impersonalistic, more than so. It's good that Prabhupada started the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. If it would be otherwise, then definitely somebody would change the name to International Society for Krishna Consciousness, God Consciousness. Okay, continue.
Srila Prabhupada considered that the title International Society of God Consciousness would cause great havoc because they will bring rascals so many. Reference 1358, The Science of Self-Realization, Chapter 1.
Yeah, you can read from first in order just to continue that so that it will be clear.
Srila Prabhupada considered that the title International Society of God Consciousness would cause great havoc because they will bring rascals so many gods. Make it clear, Krishna consciousness. If you are interested in Krishna, then come here. If you are interested in something else, you go there. Reference 1359. Conversation 14th June 1974.
Actually, Prabhupada is very clear. You can see, you're interested in Krishna, then come here. If you're not interested, you can go there. So you can't introduce Shivalinga Abhishek, you can't introduce Ganesh Puja, you can't introduce Shani worship, you can't introduce demigod worship, you can't do anything like that because Prabhupada was strictly against all those things. Prabhupada wanted nothing else but Krishna. We can't do Goda Kalyanam. Now it is the time of in the South India. Sorry to say like this, but South India, many devotees, they preach Tirupavai, they preach through Dhanurmasam. This is called as Dhanurmasam in South India. They preach through this means. They want to preach, bring so many, Andal. Of course, we can do but we are all, Vaishnavas. But our preaching is not, we have to speak about Buddha Kalyanam and I don't know, but Andal Kalyanam and Tirupavai. Why you have to introduce all these things? When we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when we have Acharyas, when we have Bhagavatam, we have Bhagavad Gita, why we have to introduce? But devotees do that. Okay?
If I was a little liberal, God conscious, all rascals would have brought, here is my God. To stop this nonsense, I made it Krishna conscious. Reference 1360.
Oh, Krishna.
Conversation 8th June 1974. Srila Prabhupada was so adamant about this that he declared, I do not mind if nobody accepts it, but there must be Krishna. Reference 1361. Lecture 30th November 1974. Srila Prabhupada explained that because this society is especially meant to broadcast knowledge about Krishna, therefore we have named particularly this society the Society for Krishna Consciousness. Reference 1362. Lecture 12th December 1966. Also, we have registered our association particularly under the name of Krishna. God has millions of names, undoubtedly, but we are especially cons- cons-
Concerned.
concerned with the name of Krishna because we are in the disciplic succession of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who chanted this holy name Krishna. Everyone should be particular to his particular disciplic succession or Sampraday's regulative principles. Reference 1363. Letter 13th February 1969. Krishna consciousness was Srila Prabhupada's neologism for all-encompassing Krishna-centered ethos and worldview he wanted his followers to imbibe. Reference 1364. Krishna Kshetra Das from All Angels of Vision, page 108.
From all, not angels, Prabhu, it's angels.
Angles, sorry. All angles of vision, page. All angles of vision, page 108. 1365. It appears that Srila Prabhupada did not invent this term, although he certainly reviewed and popularized it.
Revived.
The
Prabhu, revived. Revived.
revived, sorry. The legacy of Vaishnavism in colonial Bengal, page 89, quotes Premanand Bharati as having used this phrase in 1910. 19,
Are you a Bengali, Saurabhji?
no, North India.
No, but your name is not Saurabh. It is known as Saurabh. Who will keep Saurabh? Saurabh, B, for we, they will say blah, blah. Bengali specifically. I thought you were a Bengali.
No.
Okay. I was confused. Okay. Yes,
And so, okay, so actually, I think we skipped last 2-3 lines from the previous page. Yeah, so
invite.
oh, sorry, yeah, yes, you're right. Okay.
No, you
Actually,
can read from first.
missed,
So that
yeah,
will continue.
Krishna, I missed the actually flow. The Krishna consciousness was Srila Prabhupada's neologism for all the encompassing Krishna-centered ethos and worldview he wanted his followers to imbibe, and was derived from the phrase Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita, to be absorbed in the mellow taste of executing devotional service to Krishna. Reference 1366. The phrase is from Srila Rupa Goswami's anthology Padyavali, verse 14, cited in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 8, text 70. The translation given by Srila Prabhupada is from Satswarup Das Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit, chapter 18, Breaking Ground. Our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore called Krishna Bhavanamrit Sangha. Reference 1367. In Bengali, Hindi, and other Indian languages, Society for Krishna consciousness is thus translated: the association of persons who are simply satisfied in thoughts of Krishna. Reference 1368. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 9, 45th text. Purport. Throughout his writings, Srila Prabhupada defined Krishna consciousness in various nuanced ways. One instance, Krishna consciousness means understanding the truth of Krishna, the truth of devotional service, the truth of love of Godhead, the truth of emotional ecstasy, the truth of transcendental mellows, and the truth of the pastimes of the Lord. Reference 1369. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 25, verse 265 text. Although Srila Prabhupada also used the term God consciousness frequently, especially when referring to the principle of God rather than his specific personality, his real aim for the Krishna consciousness movement was to make Krishna known all over the world as supreme personality of Godhead. Krishnas to Bhagavan Swayam. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, 28th verse. Reference 1370. Srimad Bhagavatam, seventh canto, chapter 10, verse 70. Purport. Indeed, we have no other business. Our only business is as advised by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Yare Dekh Tare Kah Krishna Upadesh. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 7th chapter, 128th verse. This is our business. We are carrying this Bhagavad Gita as it is, and we are trying to educate people that here is real knowledge. Take it. This is our business. That means Krishna is the Supreme, Ishvaraha Paramaha. That is our only ambition, that people may know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. We have no other business. Reference 1371. Lecture 28th January 1975. Our only business is to spread that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Reference 1372. The same. Our Krishna consciousness movement means we are dealing it with Krishna. We are writing so many books for Krishna. We are preaching. We are going country to country. We simply deal with Krishna. Therefore, the movement is known as Krishna consciousness. Reference 1373. Conversation 10th August 1976. I want to establish throughout the world that Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Reference 1374. Lecture 8th December 1972. Our preaching is simple. Krishna says, I am the Supreme. We say, Krishna is the Supreme. That's all. We repeat, we do not manufacture. Reference 1375. Conversation 11th May 1977. The Krishna consciousness movement is also meant for presenting Krishna as Supreme Guru. Krishna consciousness movement means to accept Krishna as Guru. Don't divert your attention. We do not say that I am Krishna. We never say that. We simply ask people that you abide by the order of Krishna. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajay mam ekam sharanam vraja. And we say that you surrender to Krishna. Give up all other ideas of so-called dharma or religiosity. The same thing. But we do not say that you or me, I am the authority. We say Krishna is the authority. and you try to understand Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1376. Conversation 30th June 1976. This Krishna consciousness movement is that we are presenting Krishna as the supreme guru. Take instruction from him and be benefited. Reference 1377. Evade the same. Reference 1378. See also perspectives on education.
Volume 2, page 199. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Devotees, it's 8:15. Shall I continue for another 15 minutes? Is it okay for you all? Because
Yes,
of
Prabhu.
delay. And is everybody fine with continuing?
I am fine with Prabhuji if other devotees are fine with it.
Okay, no problem. Aditya ji, please continue
Hare
to
Krishna,
read.
Prabhu. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you for coming after a long time.
No, no, not like that, Prabhu. It's becoming late by the time I'm joining.
No problem. Even if it is late for 10 minutes also, you can join. It's not that you have to be all the time. But even
Yes,
for 10
Prabhu.
minutes also, you can join. No problem. Yeah, yeah. It's I can
Okay,
understand
okay.
things are busy with their jobs and all those things. So I can't
Okay.
put it much longer also. I can, like, devotees here also, why don't you do it from 9 to 10, 8:30 to 9:30? Because, if I don't take rest, then next day morning it will be very tough for me to chant. I'll sleep only chanting. So better I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to work hard, but you have to see ourselves also. What can be done?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
you can continue.
All
Chapter, this is new chapter, chapter 9, all round movement.
moments.
Okay. This is another, just we complete this chapter maybe. Yes, can continue.
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna consciousness movement is all good from all sides, from social, political, economical, hygienic, and many other points of view. Reference letter 16th July 1968. Krishna consciousness means all round social, political, philosophical, religious, cultural, everything, all including, all pervasive. Conversation 12th December 1973. Approach the Krishna way of life from every angle. It is perfect. Reference letter 12th December 1971. Being distinguished from ordinary religions, Krishna consciousness caters to both temporal and eternal needs. This Krishna consciousness movement is for the all around development of human society, not a sentimental religious movement. Reference lecture 20th October 1974. The Krishna consciousness movement comprehends all sides of life. It is not a stereotype, churchianity, weekly going to the church and come back and do all. No, it is embracing all sides of our life. But the only aim is how to go back to home, back to Godhead. Reference lecture 15th June 1972.
Yeah, see, Prabhupada is writing the Krishna consciousness comprehends all sides of life. It is not stereotype churchianity. Weekly going to the church and come back and do all, is illegal. But many a times it is seen that devotees have become like that, more or less. It has become like the stereotype thing. People will go to temple every week, and then come to house And then weekly once they go. They are these called as weekly devotees. I don't know whether you saw some devotees like that. They only come in the week. And some devotees are there, they will come only on festivals. Some devotees are there, they will come only when gurus or sannyasis, they come to the temple. Some devotees only come for Vyasa pujas. Some devotees, they don't at all come. That's all. I don't know where they are. Some devotees don't know. They will turn up some time or other. It has become like that, more or less. Hmm. Okay. Yes.
The Krishna consciousness movement offers all round solutions to save people from a risky civilization. These materialistic persons do not know what is self realization. They think that to live in this family life, surrounded by wife, children, friends, this is life. Better use this newspaper and talk all nonsense and waste time. At night, they sleep or enjoy sex. Nidraya hriyate naktam vyava- vyavayena. Vya- Vyavaya,
Vyavahayena.
Vyavayena. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 16th chapter, 9th verse. And in daytime, they hanker after money and run the motor car at breakneck speed. And then what is the business? Searching out some means of food exactly like the hog. He is loitering here and there. Where is stool? Where is stool? Where is stool? And this is going on in the polished way as civilization. There is so much risk as running these cars, so many people are dying. There is record. It is very dangerous. At least I feel as soon as I go to the street, it is dangerous. The motor cars are running so fast. And what is the business? To find out food. Therefore, it is condemned that this kind of civilization is hoggish. This hog is running after. Where is stool? And you are running in a car. The purpose is the same. Where is stool? The purpose is the same. Therefore, this is not advancement of civilization. Advancement of civilization is, as Krishna advises, that you require food, so produce food grains. Remain wherever you are. You can produce food grains anywhere, a little labor, and keep cows. Goraksha, Krishigoraksha Vanijyam, Vaishvakarma, Swabhavajam. Bhagavad Gita 18.44. Solve your problem. Produce your food wherever you are, till a little labor, and you will get your whole year's food. And distribute the food to the animal, cow, and eat the rest yourself. The cow will eat the refuse. You take the rice, and the skin you give to the cow. From dal, you take the grain, you take fruit, and the skin you give to the cow, and he will give you milk. So why should you kill him? Milk is the miraculous food. Therefore, Krishna says, Krishigo Raksha Vanijyam Vaishya. Bhagavad Gita 18.44. Give protection to the cow. Take milk from it and eat food grains. Your food problem is solved. Where is food problem? Why should we invent such a civilization always full of anxieties, running the car here and there, fighting with other nations and economic development? What is this civilization? Therefore, we require to take to Krishna consciousness to become happy every way, economically, philosophically, religiously, culturally, everything. That is Krishna consciousness. Conversation regarding philosophy of Socrates. Shaping ISKCON not as a narrow religious sect but as a society in the fullest sense of the term. Srila Prabhupada's vision encompassed every facet of human activity and culture. The reasoning behind this: Krishna is the root of everything. Therefore, anything you conceive of, politics, sociology, philosophy, religion, anything. There is adjustment if you become Krishna conscious. Lecture 27th October 1972.
You can read the reference so that people will know, okay, this is the reference we are reading. Otherwise,
Yes,
just
Prabhu.
clicking or reading the reference, so it will be difficult for people to sometimes where they are, they will search where is the reference, something like that. So you can read, okay, reference 1385, and I click, okay, lecture 27 October 1972. That. Okay.
Yes. It follows that either political, social, economical, or philosophical, anything without Krishna, it is all zero. Reference 1386. Conversation 28th July 1975. With the confidence that this is the all perfect knowledge, perfect culture, perfect advancement of civilization, so everyone should take to it. Reference 1387.
No, 87.
Prabhu-
I'm sorry.
Yes, 87.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lecture 23rd September 1976. Srila Prabhupada wanted to practically demonstrate how Krishna consciousness can affect an overall solution to all problems by addressing the social, intellectual, economic, sensual, and of course spiritual needs of mankind. Krishna conscious people are not sentimentalists. They want to reform the world. Reference 1388. Srila Prabhupada quoted by Hayagriva Dasa with Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavana, Back to Godhead 53, 1973.
When it is written like this, when it is written like this, you should read as back to God at Article 53, 1973.
Article 53. Yes, Prabhu.
Not that Article 53, Article 370. It is article. Article means an essay written, that is called article. Yes. Okay.
Our Krishna consciousness movement is not a sentimental movement. It takes care of all round social organization. It is not something like religious sentiment. Everything should be taken care of. Reference 1389, lecture 25th November 1973. The Krishna consciousness movement is not a sentimental religious movement. It is a movement for the reformation of all the anomalies of human society. If people take to it seriously, discharging this duty scientifically as ordered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the world will see peace and prosperity instead of being confused and hopeless under useless governments. Reference 1390 Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 17th chapter 141 purport. This movement can solve all the problems of life, all the problems in the world, social, political, philosophical, religious, economical. Everything can be solved by Krishna consciousness. Reference 1391, lecture 21st August 1973. To demonstrate the practical manifestation of this, we can introduce this process even in factories, anywhere, and make everything peaceful. School, college, university, factory, everywhere. Reference 1392, conversation 9th June 1969. That is, that its activities should be pursued even in factories might seem strange for a movement that claims to be transcendental. Reference 1393. See transcendental movement beyond the mundane sphere. Yet, when the Krishna consciousness movement expands, the entire material world becomes spiritualized. Reference 1394, Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 9th chapter, 33rd purport. And thus, our policy is Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, 1935, reference 1395. Sorry, Prabhu, see.
One second. Let me see the book. It is, I think, see, transcendental movement beyond the mundane sphere, page 326. Yes.
We shall accept all kinds of civil activities, including business, trade, industry, only in
Oh, I'm sorry.
only in connection with Krishna. Reference 1396. Letter 22nd September 1969. The all-roundness of the Krishna consciousness movement incorporates a willingness to engage even in politics and fighting. Reference 1397. See direct political activity. In God we trust. This is the Krishna consciousness movement all round. Not that we are simply chanting. We are fighting also. They may not misunderstand us that we are pacifists. Reference 1398. Conversation 6th June 1976. However, Srila Prabhupada acknowledged that presently the movement is not in a position to manifest this all-roundedness. First, the movement needs to gather strength. People are not understanding the seriousness of this movement. We are now weak, but the more we grow in strength and volume, we should take part in all round activities of the human society to make them happy. Reference 1399, lecture 20th October 1974.
Okay. I think time is
Thank you,
up.
Prabhupada.
Can stop here. We'll begin tomorrow with a new chapter, chapter 10, titled Dignified Prestigious Movement. If at all somebody devotees have any questions or anything to ask, they can ask. Otherwise, I can stop here. So devotees, if they want, they can ask something. Okay? Yeah. So we'll stop here and meet tomorrow. So tomorrow link will be different. Everyday link, either it will be here or it will be Zoom link. So I think tomorrow he will join. No problem. We'll see. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo cha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And then stop the call.